We up. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everybody is well. It's Friday, May 29th, 10:15 a.m. The fight started yesterday. So, if you guys are in our Discord, I had a lot of fun last night. There was MMA fights. The road to the UFC started, I think it was the season 4 now, road to the UFC. And so we were watching them in the Discord and I hit 3 out of 4 tickets. So I hit a plus 1400, a plus 800, and a plus 400. Was on fire. Hopefully we get some of that. I had a couple decisions go my way. One of those cards where like the close decisions went your way, which was great. And it's great momentum going into the weekend. We got boxing starting. Our first fight starts in about 12 hours. Kurbanov fights Tongu Lee in about 12 hours. So wherever you are in the world, I say welcome. Your ticket should already be in. Your boots should already be dug in. This is the time of the week where I always tell you guys, this is for the JSB insiders. I always tell you guys every week. If you are still torn on any upcoming fights, use the Discord wisely. If you're not torn and your boots are dug in on the close 50-50 fights, Ray Ford, Shock Foster, Charlie Edwards, Psycho Kettle, avoid the Discord because this is the time of the week where there's so much back and forth with people getting crazy, people getting stressed. It's stressful doing what we do. You take it serious, we put all this energy into it. It's stressful. So, if your boots are already dug in, you don't have to pop into the Discord until probably fight night. Other than that, if you're not in our Discord, click that link. I'll keep it pinned in the comment section. Become a JSB insider. We just surpassed 510 VIPs in our Discord. We started this in August, so we're not even a year old. We're still an embryo. So we're a little past the embryo, 10 months. So we're approaching our year birthday. Become a JSB insider now. You can either join on YouTube or Patreon. It's a couple bucks a month. YouTube has its own perks. Patreon has its own perks. Whichever one you choose, it's the same price. You get access to the Discord. If you are a JSP insider on YouTube or Patreon and you're not in the Discord, let me know in the comment section. Send me an email. I'll get you in there. And it's not just my picks. We've evolved into we're a professional betting community. If you want my basketball props, I got 2 tickets. The game 6, game 5 starts in 22 minutes. So I have 2 props. One pays plus 1800, one pays plus 1400. The NBA, I'm more of a prop guy. Boxing is my wheelhouse. The NBA, I'm just betting just to stay entertained. But other than that, I'll keep that link pinned. I'm going to take your questions. We'll see how long we want to stay on. Fridays are busy for me. I've been up since 4 a.m. I had a 5 o'clock client, a 6 o'clock client, a 7 o'clock client, an 8 o'clock client, and a 9 o'clock client. And so I've had 5 clients. It's only 10:15 a.m. You guys now, and then I have a 12 and a 1. So I'm a strength and conditioning coach, both online and I built a gym in my house. So these are people who come to me. So you guys have to understand, I juggle 2 careers for you guys. I book our business in to my daily schedule and I treat it like a business. Probably that's why we're successful. I run this like a business. Everything from how we operate to how we speak, the thoughts that we share, how our Discord is run. We have moderators in our Discord. Shout out to Gil. We have sharps in our Discord. So if you want to become part of a professional betting community, click the link. You don't have to worry about trolls. We do a really good job of weeding out the negative, the hatred, the misogyny, all that. Basically anything that isn't boxing or betting related. Whenever it starts getting too, betting could be. We're not checking IDs. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you want to become part of a professional community, click that link. Guys, we're 5 minutes in. I'm gonna start saying what's up to all the boys. Just like the video for me. John Magana 97, Super Bowl champ, Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba, baby, let's go. The Ohio State University. What's up, boys? Salute. Let's get paid this week. Ray forced all his strength on that push. Let's look at that, brother. Let's give a little look. So, what Magana is referencing, boys, What do we have to say about this, boys? This is, oh, God. He needs a new friend group. AB needs new friends. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, we out here, baby. We out here. Old head training. You got to stay ready. You got to stay ready. Old head training, baby. As you guys know, I don't just speak about this, I be about this. Shout out to Blue Bets. Blue Bets is one of our MMA sharps in our Discord. He gives out free game all the time. I shared this on my Instagram last night. This is the road to the UFC. Okay, player. What's up, player? Get your money, boy. You know, it's just fun. You know, we out here just clowning. We out here just clowning. All right, so this is the face-off between Charlie and Siko Kettle. And look, I didn't do any film study. I got lucky as hell. Just to let everybody know, I hit 3 out of my 4 UFC tickets last night. I listened to some of the boys, and then I used a lot of intuitiveness. I didn't do any film study, so I guess whatever you want to call this, blind luck. Plus 1,400, plus 800, plus 400. I did, though, post all of these tickets in our Discord before the fights for the MMA boys. So I didn't post these for the Patreon. I didn't post these in the YouTube. They were posted in our chat. So it's another reason you should join our Discord. I'm getting 0 prop. I don't even have this fight. My book is not offering that fight. I do want to say something about this.
Yeah. I can get the knockout.
At 36 years old, it's the 52nd contest for world title contender. 28 knockouts.
Gotta have that mindset. When you get into a fight, you gotta have that mindset.
Undefeated. 14-year-old, 11 knockouts, 23-year-old sensation. Let's go! Easy work!
It's fun, man.
Oh, we're ready.
Bro. Ooh, maybe that shit gives me the goosebumps. I'm a big fan of Steve Claggett. I've always been a fan of Steve Claggett. This dude is a true professional. He's been almost a pro for 20 years. The Dragon, that dude, did you that's called standing on business. He calls out the young buck at the face-off, and he goes, "Did you say you were gonna knock me out?" And then you see the intensity in Claggett's eyes. Now, I'm taking Azim. I have Azim on one parlay. Shout out to Chilltown. Chilltown and I, over the last 24 hours, have had some really good chat about this matchup, Azim versus Claggett. I do have Azim on one parlay, nothing heavy. He's part of a little money line parlay, so I'm not financially invested. I would like to see Steve Claggett win. Just so you know, as a fan, I've watched, Adam's young. As a fan, just the way Claggett has always operated, he's a road warrior, always puts his hands up, travels as the B-side. Claggett is everything that's good about the sport of boxing. I'm cheering for him. I hope he wins. But I have money on Adam Azim on a parlay. So my money, my wallet is with Azim, but I'm cheering for Claggett just because of that sort of shit. That dude stands on business. Not the most gifted guy, not the most skilled guy. Doesn't do anything exceptionally well, but he's extremely, what's a good adjective for his style? Determined. If you were like, Johnny, pick one adjective for Steve Claggett's style, determined. And if you're a true boxing fan, that should speak to you. Azim is kind of like the new shiny toy with upgrades. He's a sniper from the outside. He has good body punching. He's big, long, tall. He can be mean when he wants to be. He's accurate. He's a good body puncher. He has power. There's a lot of things. There is a path to victory for Claggett. I think it's narrow. It's a narrow path to victory. He has to put the pressure on. He has to worry about volume. he has to not get hit coming inside. That's my only issue with Claggett as a dog, is that his entrances coming on the inside, he gets hit a lot, and Azim could crack. That is one of the biggest reasons why I didn't take Claggett as my dog. I thought about it. I thought about taking Claggett as my dog. You mix that with Azim A side, we know about that. Boxer, Ben Shalom. And then also the British landscape for the last 2 or so years. This is before Dalton beat Subriel. The fight to make on the domestic level was Adam Azim versus Dalton Smith. That fight has so much more shine on it now because Dalton Smith became a world champion and stopped Subriel Matias. So with that narrative being written and it's been in play for a few years, even if this fight's close, I think Claggett's going to have to stop Azim to get a victory. I think what I said the adjective was his determined style might get him stopped. He's not a guy. He has a lot of losses. He's not a guy that's easily stopped. But with his style, with Azim's youthfulness, with his power, with his accuracy, with his body punching, I think there could be a late stoppage in that fight. I think Azim could stop Claggett late. And then
you got a big body too, right?
I can't wait for this fight.
And you big, and you a big guy.
Oh, me?
Yeah, that's what you said.
No, you said that.
No,
I said you're not even that big. That's what I said. Yeah.
Because that means that you're a big guy. Because I think I'm a pretty big guy.
No Diddy, but I don't.
No,
I really know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he got going on, but
I need to press pause. I need to press pause. What is it with this generation of making everything so homoerotic? I cannot stand, like, one of my favorite rappers as a young buck was Cameron. You guys know that. Dipset in the house, Dipset immunity. You know, I could rap probably like 30 Cameron songs. You know, we were all rocking like pink shirts and, you know, the diamonds in the ear because of Cam. But nothing makes me more cringe when I hear a grown-ass 50-year-old man like Cameron saying pause or no Diddy. It's like, bro, why does everything have to be so sexualized, homoerotic, though? Like, you're bringing gayness into the chat? What are you talking about? I get it, Kazander and Jerron, they're young bucks. These guys, that's your generation. But when you're hearing grown-ass pause, it's like, why would you? What is up with this insinuation of gay? It's weird. It's weird. Not. It's a weird thing to me. Maybe because I'm 58 years old.
Nobody's taking it there.
I don't know what you got going on over there, player. But
nobody's taking it there.
No, but yeah,
Nobody's
we're gonna see on June 27th. That's all.
Yeah, it's just very low IQ. You know what I'm saying? Like, pause. Like, what are you talking about, dude? It's weird.
You sell a fight. Both these guys not only don't like each other, but you could see it exuding. Two different characters there, two different temperaments. So Shockey, cool as ice. And then you got the Savage right there pushing him. That's temperament right there. That's a sign right there by Ray Ford. That's a chink in the armor, in my opinion.
What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think about?
No surprise. And caught was not. When he was introduced here to the crowd, it's backed up by.
Errol's Instagram's about to get me copywritten. Could you imagine if I get a copyright strike because I got Errol's Instagram is playing in the background? What do you guys think of that? What do you think of Ray Ford pushing Shock? Do you agree with Sergio? Do you think that that's a chink in the armor? Do you think that's a sign of weakness when you act emotional? I've always lived my life. I attempt to live my life. I talk about this every now and then on the show by the samurai code. One of my if you guys are if you're a young man out there, however old you are, even if you're older than me and you haven't read it yet, read the Book of Five Rings. One of my clients, he's an athlete of mine. He's an amateur boxer, Australia. One of our first sessions, he asked me. He's training to make the Olympics. He asked me, Johnny, what books should I read? What books do you suggest? And you know, I'm a reader. I'm a writer. I'm a published author, so I'm very into reading. right off of the jump. If you're a young man, if you haven't read the Book of Five Rings, read that book. It's about Musashi, who's a samurai, and it's an easy read. It's his diary from the 16th century, and he talks about being in control of your emotions. He writes about this, and this guy was like the most lethal, most efficient samurai of his time, to where he lived at a time where they fought to the death with the sword. Also, he only wore armor on the front. His back was exposed, and he called it Dantatsu. There was a phrase for the samurai that he wrote about, Dantatsu, and it means never retreat. So you have this guy who's like a master samurai who's never been defeated, obviously, because the defeat is death, who only has armor on the front because he's only pushing forward. He's never turning his back to run, so he doesn't need armor on his back. That's a whole philosophy too, Dantatsu. Anyway, the emotional push, I don't read too much into it. I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about that. Sub Giant, did you hear about Sunglasses Gate with regards to Zhang Mingyang, Sunglass Gate? When asked at Media Day why he was wearing sunglasses all week, I said, I don't even know who Zhang Mingyang is, mate. Sorry. UFC fighter? Is he fighting in the main event in the UFC? King, Johnny, what's up, my boy? I switched to the dark side. I'm picking Foster. I'm playing. No! No, don't do it! Don't do it, King! That's your call. That's not my call. That's nobody in our group's call. That's not a JSB Insider call. You will live with this pick. Don't say anybody talked you out of taking Ray. As long as you could say it's your choice, then I'll be happy with it. The last thing we ever want to do is talk any of us out of picks. So if that's your choice and you're like, Johnny, I watched a lot of tape and, I saw this and there's something about Ray Ford's jab that I don't like, and there's some, and the experience and the size, and, I switch. I get all that. But if you switch simply because somebody talked you into switching, I'm not on board with that. Gil, Toward versus Corey. Yeah, I did look into the fight. The chat, we all looked into that fight. Shout out to Gil. For all you insiders in our Discord, Gil is one of our moderators. So you guys message me about a lot of stuff, which is great. I handle what I can handle. This is your guy too. He's behind the scenes. Let's pull up the odds real quick, Gil. Because the odds are fit. This is a fight that it was showing up on my radar last night. I posted in the Discord the odds, and some of the boys had some good opinions on this fight. Yeah, I don't have action on it, but the odds, it's a nice odds play, whether you're on the money line or either way. If you're dog hunting with Corey or if you're on the money line with Toward, there's a few of these fights, guys, in the UK, which have these pretty good, decent 50-50 odds, either as I don't think $1.20 is a parlay piece, by the way. $1.62 is a parlay piece because that's 62% return. I guess we should, maybe $1.20 is like a parlay filler. But if you like Toward, it's good value on the money line, and obviously Corey's a dog plus 145. It just depends what you like. And I'm going to be real with you, Gil. When this fight got offered to my book last night, which was Thursday night, my boots had already been dug in with all my bets. So I'm still interested because I want to know who's fighting and I like talking about it. And I think that I'm slightly leaning with the favorite on the money line, but I don't have action on it. Cool. He then said in Mandarin through his translator, you don't have to translate this next part. I've been really tired lately. I haven't been sleeping well. I'm not well rested. Look, we got you boys are students. Dude, our group, our chat, our Discord is filled with guys like Mike, just students of the game, watching press conferences. Dude, we got dudes messaging main event fighters on Instagram and getting responses. That's insane. Our Discord is. Last night, I probably shouldn't have had that much fun last night during the Road to UFC fights in the Discord. That shit was hilarious, the memes. But You guys are messaging fighters, main event fighters. They're responding back. They're asking. It's insane. You guys are beasts. I've never seen Ford this animated and angry. I think the moment is getting into him. Yeah, what's up, John? Because I've already been settled with Shock. I put my bet in. I gave you guys our quarterly parlay in April. So every quarter we put together this long parlay. It's at plus 600. That was in April. So as soon as this fight got signed, I was on Shock Foster. So when things like this happen a couple days before the fight, and they're about Ford, it just further proves my point. I just think it's going to be a class issue, a level issue, an experience issue, and a maturation. This version of Shock is the best version. If you look at individually our potential as men and women, we have 5% of girls who are in here. As people, if we look at ourselves individually as people, as an orange, this might sound crazy. It makes sense to me. It's an analogy that makes sense to me. And when you're squeezing the orange, the juice that comes out of that orange, that's your potential. Each fighter has potential. Not all fighters will live up to their potential. Some, for whatever reason, something outside the ring, addiction, bad relationships, whatever, they'll never reach their full potential. Some do. Shock Foster, his orange, he's doing an amazing job at squeezing all of that juice of his potential. And this is this version. Ray has a little way to go. Ray has a little bit at 27. He has time though. He has a little bit way to go, and it's something that you'll in fights like this that have people torn. It's one of those elements of degree that you should ask yourself when you're betting the maturation of said fighter. Where is said fighter, not just as a fighter but also mentally? It matters because you guys know this. These fighters aren't just getting tested physically. This is a mental game. Boxing is a thinking man's sport. It's what I tell all my clients. It looks on the surface to people who've never thrown a punch or people who've never been hit in the face, never hired a coach or learned the sweet science. It might look barbaric. It's hands down a thinking man's game. This is chess, baby. Bro, I thought he was 6'1". No, I said he was 5'10". In my breakdown, Seiko Kettle. Bro, I kept saying this all week when I saw the face. I was like, he is not 5'10". I got this from his website. And this is what he tells people. And he is wrong. And Fresh BX, good eye. And guys, whenever you watch my breakdowns, my Stats Don't Lie videos, everything is research based. Everything that I do is research based, whether it's for my coaching business or boxing. He's listed. He tells people his bio says he's close to 5. I never said 6'1". Don't try to hype that up, Fresh BX. I said 5'10" in my breakdown. 5'9.5". But there's no way he's 5'9.5". There's no way. He looks 5'6". So I am a bit worried about that. I got to be honest. I got to be honest. I saw the first face-off 2 days ago, and it did look like Charlie was wearing heels. Like, when we were coming up, we all had, you'd go to Hot Topic if you were like a punk kid, and you would get Doc Martens. And then if you were like, more, urban, you'd get Timberlands. So I had, my group of friends, I had a pair of Tims, the brown ones, the brown suede, let's go, the tan joints. And then I had a pair of all black Docs. But both of those have a heel on them. And I'd wear them joints because I was a late bloomer. So when I'm 15, I'm like 5'3" as a 15-year-old. But when I wore my Doc Martens or my Tims, I'd be like 5'6". When you look at the first face-off, Charlie Edwards it looked like he was wearing Docs. He had and it looked like the Seiko was wearing like just regular trainers. So I was like, all right, maybe there's a 3-inch. But then I watched the weigh-ins, and he's definitely not 5'9.5". So maybe this is something that got lost in translation. Maybe this is something that fighters from countries like South Africa have to do initially when they're putting their measurements in to get noticed. I don't know. It does bother me. It does bother me. He does, on paper, have a 3-inch reach advantage. It makes me question that. Now, Seiko Kettle is my dog of the week. I only have one ticket with him on it. It 100% bothers me that he's not as tall as he's listed. So Fresh BX. And I'm being as truthful as I can with you guys. I notice it. It worries me. Amari by points. What do you get? Amari. We're not doing this again, are we? We're not doing Amari Jones last week on points, and he wiped the floor with Galtieri. But I think this is Amari Jones. There's two of them, one with an A, one with an O. I'm not getting props on it, John. He's a very laid-back boxer. 8 rounds. He's been fighting bumps, so nothing new. Giselle, Giselle, those were in the live chat of the Discord. What's up, boy? Jason, that's right. Carlos, what's up, player? Appreciate you. Fresh PX, it ain't a lock, but I like the Spurs today. The odds are good. Here's who I got, Fresh. My props today for the NBA. I'm by no means an NBA sharp. I don't try to be. I'm an NBA prop better. If I've never once bet a full unit, like my full boxing unit is the most I ever bet on anything. If I do bet on other sports like NRL, which is Australian rugby, or NBA, it's like a quarter unit. It's more like me being a lifelong athlete, and it allows me to stay connected to the sport. So these tips, my props, I wouldn't. I mean, I win every now and then, but not by no means am I consistent like I am with combat sports. So Caruso 2 steals, Casey Wallace 2 steals, De'Aaron Fox 2 steals, Wemby 4 blocks. That is plus 1,800, and Wemby has 1 block already. So that's my action. I guess the game's on. Money Meech. What's up, Pull Up Boy? Pull Up Boy, why are you still here, man? I thought you don't like us. Pull Up Boy's a JSB insider, but he's been... If you don't like us, you don't have to stick around, man. And I never want to give anybody the false pretense that you guys support my channel or become a Discord member simply because I give you my predictions. Giving you my boxing predictions is just one element of our community. We're a community, okay? So if you want to deduce me down to hitting 2 out of 6 tickets during a week, then go ahead and do it. But I do much more than that, and it's a bit disrespectful. But I appreciate your support. Carlos! Johnny got a problem with pause, but okay with BD Max. What is BD Max? I don't know what that means. Dudes cutting weight and have animosity. Shit happens, not a big deal. Same. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how to look at it. I don't know how because I've already been sold on Foster. It is, if anything, if you're looking at what Ray Ford did by pushing him, I hear like Sergio Mora talking about how it's a chink in his armor. Maybe it's just Ray Ford trying to get into Foster's head. Maybe it's an attempt at mental warfare rather than a reactionary response to being nervous. That's what I think it probably is. I think it's probably an attempt at psychological warfare. Some fighters do it, some don't. At this stage of the game, Ray Ford's a former champion. I don't think he's nervous. I don't think it's that. Did you say I just turned 44? I was clowning. I said 58, but I just turned 44. Do I think Ollie Cooper's live? King Jr., let's pull it up. I saw you boys in the Discord going back and forth with this fight. Guys, there's a handful of these fights that didn't show up on my book until yesterday. And because I'm juggling 2 careers here, I tend to get the book. Usually Australia, we get these fights first. More often than not, you guys are like, damn, Johnny, your book I get accused of giving my picks too early in the week when odds crash. You guys know that. That's happened multiple times. But this is a weird week. I still don't have Dimitri Bivol. Ollie Cooper fight just showed up yesterday. The fight that Gil asked about. So when it's this late in the week, I already have my bets in. But I'll pull up the odds. The Dan Tower Jack Corey fight was new on my books. This is even Tom Whalen, Kasim, you guys in the Discord were chatting about having questions about Tom Whalen and Kasim. If you guys have any questions about these fights that I don't have action on and you're in our Discord, feel free to ask the chat. As you guys know, the longer you're in our community, it's a very helpful community. Guys and girls want to help people. And that, Pull Up Boy, is why I started this. I started this to build a community, not to sell my bets, okay? I just want everybody to know that. Osborne and Cooper. All right. So all I know, King, when I woke up this morning, the boys in the Discord were sharing film study on Osborne and Cooper. I didn't look too in depth into it, but I know some boys were saying that Cooper is live due to what they saw in James Osborne's film. Okay? You King, you're part of a very intelligent community. You know what I mean? So lean on it. Go. And, I appreciate you asking me, and I'm being as honest. I don't want to bullshit you. I don't have action on this fight. I didn't put time into this fight. It wasn't on my radar until yesterday. I do advise you, though, to ask our group, because I know that they're breaking that stuff down. Fresh. I think him pushing Shock means nothing. Pre-fight antics is irrelevant. He pushed him at the weigh-in. I think so, too. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning, too. Shock, Foster, Raymond, I think so, too. As soon as this fight got signed, I was excited about it. Foster, Raymond Ford, both guys are, I still don't think Raymond Ford's at the top of his game. I think he could get better. And that's why one of the major reasons I'm siding with Shock, because he's at the top of his game. I'm a fan of Ray Ford. He frustrates the hell out of me. If you were on my live stream yesterday, you'd have heard me talk about it. Athletically gifted, world-class hand speed. I think he's fighting in the wrong style. Somebody said, maybe it was, forget who it is. We have a lot of people. Somebody brought up a fact in the Discord and said that they wish that with Ray Ford's skills, they wish that he would fight more like Sean Porter. I thought that was a perfect example. That maybe we'll never know. If he never fights like Sean Porter, we won't have evidence to know if we're right or wrong. But me as a fan of the sport and being around boxing my whole life and seeing in Ray Ford what he does really well, his physical stature, I want to see him fight that way. I think he should be fighting that way, but he doesn't fight that way. He fights at times negatively. He fights at times using the ring too much when he shouldn't. He doesn't sit on his power punches. So if anything, I said this yesterday, I'm a bigger Ray Ford fan. Kind of. I'm actually a real big Shock Foster fan, too. I love the way Shock operates. I love his professionalism. I love how he's always in shape. I love how technical he is. With Shock Foster, you can see a fighter who's put decades into his craft, decades into the game, and it's fine-tuned and it's tight. There's not a lot of fat anywhere, not a lot of looping shots. Everything's precise. He doesn't waste a lot. He's a joy to watch. I thought that first Hobson-Conceição fight was absolutely ridiculous. That fight was not even close. I scored it, I think, 9-3. It was insane. And thank God the boxing gods did him right and gave him another opportunity. Ford was full of emotion to say at the press conference. Zhang Meng is the co-main Saturday's fight night card. Oh, dude, you guys keep sleeping on Menefield. I don't have action on that fight, but you guys, dude, Alonzo Menefield is a big boy, strong athlete, could crack. Man, sleep on Menefield at your own risk. I don't have action on that fight. Shock looked good against Nova. Watched the fight this morning. Shock just leaves a lot of work left. So we talked about this yesterday. Shock, this is part of his style. There's efficient styles, and then there's inefficient styles. Think about his style. We were talking about this. Who has Josh Kelly? He's a world champ. His style's not efficient. Pretty inefficient. He wastes a lot. It's a very exhausting style. If you're gonna fight with that style, you better be in shape. A guy like Shock Foster, he's just efficient. He does put a little bit too much credence in what the judges are seeing because he knows what he's seeing. That tells me that this is a very self-belief fighter. This is a guy who believes in his work in the fight. And what does that also tell you? He's a very smart and visceral fighter, high ring IQ. So why do more when you could do just enough in a fight? It's is that the philosophy that is gonna change boxing fandom forever? No, but I understand why that frustrates some fans. But is that an intelligent way to fight for the healthiness or the livelihood or the longevity of said fighter? 100%. You got to talk about that too. If he's up and around, he knows what he's doing in the round. The danger in that though is when you see him lose close decisions or he's always in these closer fights. But I think that's more of his style. I texted Foster, good luck. Dude, all you guys are, look at our Discord. Dudes are talking to main event fighters on Insta. Cats are asking, nobody's fanboying either. It's all like, yo, bro. Like one of the chats with Seiko Kettle was like, yo, bro, I was watching tape on Charlie Edwards, and he doesn't, his volume drops the second half of each round. So get out to an early lead. Like dudes are talking to fighters who they have money on strategically. It's hilarious. Hopefully he wins. He's gonna outclass 4. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, Johnny? Have you looked into Christian Olivo fight this weekend? Let's have a look, Skate. What's up, Skate? Skate, you used to comment on my videos. Skate, you used to comment on my videos when I was just doing like when I started with like the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight camp videos. I swear you're an OG. Christian Olivo. Are you spelling that right? I'm not getting Christian Olivo. I don't even know this fight. Is this MMA? Look, I typed the name up here. Nothing's coming up. Christian Olivo fight this weekend. Huh. What's up, high interest? Super high. Super high interest. Raymond Ford has a chance to win, but he has to get past Foster's jab. I think this fight's going to be 50 feet. It's going to be close. Whichever way your money is on, it's a stressful fight to bet. I think we could all agree there. I think we could all agree there. It's one of those stressful fights to bet watching it because you're dealing with guys who operate. They take time to operate. So I think I do like a knockdown prompt though. Let's see what that pays. Let's see if either guy to be knocked down. We were riffing yesterday on the stream. The more I was thinking about it, you guys were asking about it. I do see, like, do you remember we just watched Jack Catterall versus Giusov? How, Catterall, not known for his punching power, but, he's really good timing. And I talked about in my breakdown, I love his backhand. And timing trumps speed and power in boxing. And sure enough, early there was that knockdown. I could see a knockdown in this fight, like a flash knockdown like that. Running in. I could see Savage running in and getting caught. Just kind of like flash knockdown. Has Shock Foster been dropped? So I typed into Google AI, has Shock Foster ever been dropped? Yes. Oshaki Foster has only been dropped once in his entire boxing career, and that was as an amateur when he was 15. So he must have told that story on a podcast. The former WBC Super Featherweight champion has never been knocked down in any of his pro fights, having only been slightly rocked or hurt once against the ropes. Huh. Raymond Ford has never officially been knocked down or dropped in his pro career. The only blemishes on his professional record are split decision loss to the ball and majority draw against Aaron Perez early in his career. Both of these instances, he went the full distance and remained on his feet. He has even experienced the joy of pulling off a massive comeback. The Odebek Kolmatov with just seconds left. That was a great fight. All right, so stats aren't on our side. So playing a knockdown, just so you guys, with Ford and Shop, stats and history not on our side. But let's have a look. Yeah, see, this might just be them dangling a carrot in front of us. I don't know. I'm not as excited as I was 12 hours ago about that prop. Yep. 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 That's on Serrano fight going over 4.5. Serrano clearly wins, but I just can't imagine her at the stage making a quick. Yep. Can you go over and what? I'm not taking Osborne. Oh, I have Osborne on a prop. I'm playing. I think I have Osborne on points. I'm tailing Nick from Breaking Bad's pick. Kill. So yeah, sometimes I put trust in my boys. So yeah, Osborne. I can't watch everything, so I'm taking Osborne. That's a play I'm taking with my boy Nick, who's going to win the Bivol fight. Bivol should win. I think the Spurs should force a game 7. BD Max is your boy from Cleveland you talk about? Who? Who? I've never once. I don't even know that name. Who have I spoken about from Cleveland that's my boy? BD Max. I've never once said that name in my life. I've never even heard of that name. I ain't got nothing productive to say, just here to glaze. Love you, my dude. Some upon you, Laylash. Jovi! Jovi! My guy. Appreciate you. Kasim is a replacement. Might sprinkle that Cooper. Super freshman. Been watching him for take off for 5 years now. He just won't do it. What's up, lights out? James Tony in the house. Sheehan. I'm not betting on Sheehy. I'm not betting on Sheehy. Good question, Carlos. I don't have action on him. The longer you hang around this betting game, he's never personally burned me, but I try to limit myself getting burned domestically in the UK. Ray Ford reminds me of Andre Berto, good but not great. It's tough. It's a tough sport. It's not a bad comparison. I remember watching. Do you guys remember watching the Andre Berto Floyd Mayweather boxing? What did they used to call it? They would do the documentaries leading up to the fight. Glory, was it called Glory Road? Was that the series? They did like Glory Road. What's it called? They did a Jermaine Taylor, Kelly Pavlik one. I think it was called Glory Road. Andre Berto, Floyd Mayweather Jr. And it was kind of like his peak. You know, he got the fight and that was that. Good hand speed. I definitely right, guys. I bet on makes me feel better about my investment. Nice. This is good. This is cool, man. This is a good thought. I'm not against that at all. Christian Oliva. So I'm not getting that fight on the Mirko Coelho on the Benavides Morel undercard. He won all before country. He's not on my books. Man for hands. Appreciate the insight. Christian Oliva is not on my books. I'm gonna put the game up. Let's see where we are. Guys, if you have any questions, if you don't have any questions, I could wrap it up. We're 45 minutes in. There's 70 of you guys in here. Let me know how it's going. Sheesh, AB looks 50. What do you guys make of what do you guys make of Adrian Broner? Like my algorithm is cooked on Instagram. Like I don't follow streamers. I'm an old head, man. I'm an old man. I'm like Clint Eastwood in that old movie. Even though the one where he just sits on his porch, he's just old and hates everybody. I don't watch anything on my social media feed other than boxing and sports. And then all of a sudden, a couple weeks ago, my feed, my algorithm, I was like, why is it cooked all of a sudden? It's AB and these streamers and Broner. And Broner's an Ohio guy. You know, I got love for Ohio fighters. Represent. Come on. OHIO. So, like, 4-division world champion. And they're just fucking peddling him around, these streamers with like these like young women. He's hammered and he's just asking, basically it's like live streaming prostitution. He's swollen, he has liver spots, he looks so unhealthy, and they're just using, he's one of our champions. We need to treat people better. Like we need to figure out a way how to take care of our fighters a little bit better. Adrian Broner's a mess. He's 36, 37 years old. He looks like he's 50. He has liver cirrhosis. His eyes, the whites of his eyes, the sclera are turning yellow. His skin is leathery. And all for what? Downloads and clicks? Like, this dude needs progressive therapy. He needs rehab. He needs to be around people who care about him. And he needs to be healthy. He's not an old man. But, geez, all of a sudden my Instagram out is just all AB looking real bad, being real desperate. I think he's going to catch a case. Like, alcohol is not a drug. It's a drug. It's a legal drug, man. Think about the worst decisions I've ever made in my whole life. I was drunk. I used to smoke a lot of green. I used to sell a lot of green. I'm talking like trunk loads. Never made any horrible life-altering decisions smoking blunts. Nah, everything's copacetic. Alcohol, no, boy. Shit. Bartending in Vegas and LA, some real sketchy decisions drunk. So you mix that with everything being recorded and then him being 36, 37 around 20-year-olds, I think he's going to catch a case, man. It does not look good for Adrian, but he's making money though. But he got that bag though. Hey, young bucks, there's so much more to life than selling your soul to the devil. Remember that. And whoever your devil is, whatever your devil is, that wasn't even supposed to be spiritual. But there's a lot more to life than getting the bag for the sake of your livelihood, for the sake of self-respect, and your health. More than importantly, his health. He looks horrible. Magic Kush, sprinkling shock by knockout. Get that sprinkle, baby. I like Manny. We're not talking about Manny and Floyd, bro. This ain't one of them channels. We talk about real boxing. I can't type it on YouTube. They'll likely censor it. Anyway, how you feel about Charlie and Teal going 12 now that Seago's short? I'm not happy about it. What do you mean I can't type it on YouTube? They're like, what are they going to say? What do you want to say? I'm not happy that Seago's 5'6" or 5'7". And you're like, you should have been able to tell watching the Kalido fight. I wasn't taping Kalido. I mean, maybe Kalido's 5'2", 5'3". I guess it didn't register. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things like that, things can get. I'm not perfect. Jesus, you guys, none of us are perfect. You're right. There's a lot to be thought about. I'm not, I don't ever regret any of my picks, but Seiko Kettle not being 5'9" bothers me now. He better have a good goddamn jab. Adrian said, I saw that, but come on, man. That was he was trying to flex. Broner he was saying his face was so, he has like the scar. God damn it, he looks horrible. Jose Benavidez versus AB would be good. No. We don't, dude. Are we forgetting? that Blair Cobbs knocked his teeth out. There is no dimension, no timeline that has ever existed in which Blair Cobbs should be knocking Adrian Broner's teeth out. The only one that exists is this one. This degenerate, alcoholic, addict, self-destructive Adrian Broner. I don't want to see him fighting. He needs to be healthy. Send him 2 to 3 years to Dagestan. Forget about him. He needs like a spirituality. He needs God, whatever his God may be. He needs a spiritual awakening or like a near-death experience. He is down. People, whoever watches that stuff is insane, because who is hanging out with that guy? They're hoping for like a massive downfall. They're hoping that they get something on the live to where he has a croak and passes away, or he does something. Dude, I saw a video on my Instagram where he's in like a closet space fornicating with a female, who knows how old she was, and the boys were walking in. I was like, is this college? This is crazy. The boys are just walking in giving high fives like, you're 37. We shouldn't be doing Eiffel Towers at 37. The Eiffel Tower was like 18. Chef Clark, Jack Massey is next week. I ain't mad at it. I'm just salty. Chef Clark lost me money when he fought on the undercard of CBS versus Brandon Glanton. He fought Vidal Riley. So that was the last time I bet on Chef Clark. He fought Vidal Riley. And didn't Chef Clark also... Did he just beat Brad Ray? I watched too many fights. Jack Massey, we'll get into it. Only AB can... He used to be... He could actually rap, too. People forget. AB had a record once, and it actually slapped. So, Alter Gang says, Johnny, you on a trash roll. About to fade you every fight. This dude. Thanks, bro. Keep dropping the positivity. Bro, you gamble every day. You sold your soul a long time ago. People okay here take your picks and they pay rent on it. I'll help you feel good, make it. Oh, I'm sorry. Alter Real Gang. I appreciate you. Do you want my channel? You sound like a hater. You want my channel? You want me to give you the keys to the car? You want to come over? I got an extra bedroom. You want the keys to the car? Did you try starting the channel and things didn't work out? That's why I rock with you, Jay. Realness on AB. Appreciate you, man. Look, I think we should be... I was a big fan of AB, man. That did happen. So how did we all get sucked into this? They're force feeding. We already felt bad for AB before the streaming. We were like, we follow him, dude. These are our fighters, man. We watched them come up. 4 division, not many fighters. A handful of fighters will ever live and walk this earth and die and say they were a 4 division world champion. There's not many. A handful. I think there's like 7 or 8. AB is one of them. Yeah, but he got elevated. He never defended in this way. I don't care about it. What does the history book say? What are the stats? What are the facts? 4 division world champion. And what before Dean the Great came along a couple weeks ago, we're such as boxing fans and loyalists as a boxing community, we're hopeless romantics. We want to see our heroes come back. It's what makes our sport the greatest sport in the world. A comeback story. Whether it's in a fight, Chico Corrales sort of style, he's losing to Luis Castillo in the first fight, and he comes back in the fight and win. This is what makes heroes. Or, like guys who, like Errol Spence Jr., who gets into a horrific car crash, and he comes back, and he fights after that. We love a comeback story. So up until the streaming, the boxing fandom, even though Blair Cobbs knocked his teeth out, we were still thinking like, all right, AB could come back. AB could come back. Even though you're following his Instagram and he's doing these weird posts about I got that bag, and it's like he's typing on his story, call him for the hookup. And I'm like, what is he talking about, dude? He shared this one story like 3 months ago. I think he was getting a blowy under the covers, and it's just him. And he, I'm like, what is this? And this was before Dean the Great stream, and people, the community, boxing community was still like, dude, come on, AB, get your shit together. You're only 36. Get your shit. But now, seeing him off on that Henny, his belly, and how this is going to be the most effed up part of the whole stream. How happy he looks. Like, how, like, we know he's dying inside. We know he's sad. But there's a piece of him when he all the eyes on him, that's what he loves. This guy's they always say what boxers miss the most, why it's so hard to walk away, is getting your name announced, the walkout, like at the high level. And I'm not talking like journeyman, but like why you see world champions retire and come back, dude. Could you imagine getting your name called out in front of a packed arena? Like that sort of thing. So all the eyes and the attention on AB again, he looks happy. Like there's moments where he's streaming and he's holding court, his belly's hanging out. He got chicks on. He kind of looks happy, but it's so self-destructive. I said this in the Discord yesterday. If he's probably not going to make it till 50, and it's going to be tragic. Our sport's filled with tragedy. Charlie must be stopped, bro. Someone fighting that negative. I agree, Kingdom Life. Kingdom Life, we see eye to eye. Yeah, this dude, he got Magic Kush. You know what time it is, boo-boo. AB is pretty much, it's not good. Yes. So Poloni, if you read this comment out, it sounds funny, but there's truth to it. I spoke about this in my Discord last night. Somebody really, really, really close to me, died of liver cirrhosis, died of liver disease. There's signs. The swollen gut is because the liver is no longer functioning and cannot process properly. So that is poisonous gases. Your skin becomes leathery. The sclera, the white part of the eye, becomes yellow. These are all signs of liver disease. At 36 years old, that is way too young to have these signs, and he has it. And he's rotting from the inside. That AB content is pure brain rot. Bro, they're force feeding us it. Ray Ford for the dub. Good luck, Hookem. Johnny, they're just mad. We up, baby. We're good. We're good, dude. We're good. Damn, Johnny, what they do? Come on, high interest. We gotta have the haters, baby. We do our damnedest to keep it 100 copacetic, but everything can't be rainbows and butterflies. We gotta have some hate. It's all good. Trollgate, love snatch. Here we go. Stop it. Stop hating on AB. He got issues you can never know about, bro. This shows the type of guy you are. Stop the fake good guy dumb shit. You are sad. You won't make it past 50 for hating. Dude, what are you, bro? Are you 9? How can we bring this guy on? Let's bring this. Bro, come in on the channel now. I want him to call in. Let's see who this guy is. Hey, I'm going to give you the link. Please call in. Ford will shock the world. AB said that he got a call from Al Heyman. He ain't back, bro. Damn, you holy shit, you're right. His gut is like extremely bloated. Damn, he's not going to stop. I'm worried about him. Guys, stay up. Everybody give my brother Alteri Gang a hug. We love you, bro. I'll see you in the next one. Keep watching from outside the club. You can't even get in the club. I'll see you.